Hey everyone, this is Diacorn.
And this is Mode Wondershot, and do we have a treat for you?
I think treat is something of an overstatement.
I mean, these guys published Valhalla. How about... Oh, this is what we're doing, is it?
You know, I actually thought the first time that my game recording was just fucked up. But no, this is how it is. Welcome to YIIK?
I understand it's Y2K?
Yes, it's Y2K.
And it looks very RPG Maker.
So I have to ponder my life choices here for a bit.
I see you okay. Okay.
So after I took about 2 minutes to kind of psych myself up...
We're not escaping this, I suppose. But, you know, we'll keep an open mind or do the best we can to, at any rate.
It'll be fine.
You may have heard things about this game, but I'll say I'm seeing this for the first time, so...
For what it's worth, this is definitely out of character for both of us, because this is a completely blind LP. I know nothing about this game except that there's like a llama boss or an alpaca who says lemonade something.
I heard something about terrible sound mixing.
Oh yeah, this game has some real good sound mixing. It tries to able the good stuff from Earthbound, but does that badly. So this is the questionnaire bit from, you know, Earthbound.
I can see it. They're definitely going for the... To some extent, the window style is kind of recognizable. The background colors, the Spiteful crow in the foreground over here.
Yeah, that part is definitely like OG Earthbound, or maybe early Final Fantasy.
As well as this whole UI color thing, though, it's not quite doing it in the same way that Earthbound did. Don't we get to learn what the flavors of these are?
In a better game, maybe. So, Spiteful Crow asked me for my name, which I'm not giving that to a Spiteful Crow, thank you.
So they're just going this route immediately then, okay?
Yeah, no, we're just diving right into it.
I mean, that's fair. Everybody kind of knows Earthbound's twist at this point, so you might as well.
Earthbound has a twist?
I kind of hate the fact that the text alignment is off in the name entry screen there.
Yeah, it's real weird about that. It seems like the capital letters are on a slightly different line height than the rest of it, and I don't know why. That's an Earthbound thing, right?
Earthbound did this thing where they created an entirely new font set for it, and it was kind of amazing. It's a programming marvel.
Well, this game is a marvel, just probably not in the way that they were looking to be.
I mean, the crow's already kind of oversharing things somewhat.
Yeah, the crow is really, really chatty, which is weird because I thought it was parrots that talk.
I don't know, I've heard the occasional murder of crows be quite chatty.
So, Spiteful Crow asks us about IRL details, which I'm not giving those to a Spiteful Crow either. You're 0 for 2, but at least they give us a random choice bit, so that's kind of nice.
I caught that her name's Marlene, apparently.
Yes, her name is Marlene.
This results in some social anxiety or something like that, I don't know.
Something like that. Well, the social anxiety actually begins here, because I don't know any girls.
So away we go with random choice. Okay.
I don't know if Remy is a girl's name.
In French, it's actually a boy's name, but, you know, we'll deal.
That's what I thought.
A friend who's smarter than you, but wouldn't ever draw attention to that fact. Okay, these are interesting descriptors to be sure.
They're weirdly specific.
Oh, we're going this route, are we?
Yeah, I suppose we are.
I don't know exactly how, if I could make any claim to be any smarter than you because, I mean, we're both here, aren't we?
Yeah, but this game's not in your Steam library.
I'm impressed that it took the entire length of the name, though.
Yeah, that was actually pretty impressive. I don't know if I'm the yin or yang in this comparison.
Nerdiest guy you know would go on and on about stupid things. Okay, this definitely should have been me, actually.
Well, it's funny you mention that.
Okay, so we are going that route. All right. Okay.
Lou's a nerd name.
Lou's a fair choice for that type of person. Oh my God, Marlene! What is this? What is this line of thinking you've engaged in all of a sudden?
Marlene, you've known me for 2 minutes.
Sure, I guess Sydney's that person then. So you see, in Earthbound, this was actually quite vague. You got to see the sprite of the actual character and just a very vague descriptor of them.
Yeah, but this just makes me uncomfortable.
A water filter's close to your heart. You should have said pacemaker.
God damn it.
See, I guess maybe that is the part where I'm the smart one, supposedly.
I really like the screen tearing Memphis background as well. I forgot to mention that.
Apparently, it's 3 days after April Fools.
Yeah, welcome to 1999, before they had sound.
I mean, the title cards are all right, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, there's something.
Oh. Okay, they're going this route with the visual design, I guess.
Yeah, it's very poppy. All the animations here are, I guess, appropriately lo-fi. Welcome to Frankton.
Complete with, that's the Seinfeld background text, I think.
I knew I recognized it from somewhere.
Uh-huh.
But Seinfeld wasn't 90s, was it? It was kind of 80s.
On April 4th, 1999, I arrived home from school. I had just graduated.
This is our protagonist, Alex.
It took a few semesters longer than I originally planned, but I was proud to be done.
His audio doesn't seem like it's mixed correctly.
No, it's really quiet.
I had no idea what adult life held for me, but I was optimistic.
The audio in this game is really weird, I've found. There are various things you can do to mix audio badly, and if you watched any of my other LPs, you'll know that. But it just seems to get it wrong somehow every time. It's really impressive, like, it gets it wrong a different way every time.
I can certainly appreciate the fact, though, that they've gone the Earthbound route and just made the phone save points.
Yeah, that's actually a nice thing. I think that's cool, because, it's a ubiquitous item in the world.
And, 90s, so payphones still are somewhat reliable.
I wasn't expecting the Frankton title card to be on the sign. That was kind of interesting.
The perspective switch isn't too bad either. As soon as I say that, it goes a little bit nuts, but...
It seems to be hard locked to where you are on the map. It's not like a dynamic thing. So probably if you just went between two locations, you could kind of goof it up.
On a second save point immediately. All right.
Well, I'm going to do the 90s thing as well and see if this dude wants to play hoops. He doesn't. Oh, oops.
Oh. Oh my god.
I pick up the ball and I try to dribble or something, but I can't actually play hoops. It was really disappointing.
That's actually worse than if you just couldn't pick up the ball, kind of, because suddenly there's an expectation that there's that possibility, and then it betrays you.
How can you give me the ability to pick up a b-ball and not give me the ability to dunk? Come on.
In the 90s, no less.
I mean, this is the time of Space Jam.
Unfortunately, the Slam Jams were restricted to your last LP, I guess.
Maybe if I get bored. The music standards so far are pretty low.
I love the sax soli as much as anybody else, but This is a little lackluster.
Well, it's just sort of there. It's almost like somebody said, you know those 20 years of Kmart mixtapes that were on, every loudspeaker in the country? Why don't we just take that and throw a fresh coat of paint on it and call it a day?
Isn't that what Vaporwave is?
Yes, it is, but this isn't Vaporwave. This doesn't have the Vaporwave aesthetic. Oh, I tried to play soccer too, but...
This game has a problem with sport balls.
Unfortunately. Alex certainly has the physique of a champion sports baller.
The billboard outside your house is an interesting touch, to be sure.
Let's talk to Matt Hawkins. Apparently he recognizes us as a video gamer.
Not a bad assumption, really.
Well, I mean, if the shoe fits. Matt Hawkins wants to sell us a zine, which is all well and good. This is the 90s. But this is the first real instance of overwriting this game does. I don't mean that like overwriting your save or something. I just mean there is so much goddamn text in this game.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, he's still going.
What is this rant he has embarked on?
Sure, it's the 90s, I'm gonna buy a zine. But if he wants me to buy a zine, he could have just said, hey man, you wanna buy my zine, not all this.
Oh my god, I would have left halfway through this if this guy approached me on the street. In front of my house, no less.
Yeah, that's what's weird about it. How do they just let this dude set up shop? Maybe this is the postmodern thing where it's like ironic or something? He's still going, by the way.
Oh my god. There are problems with going this deep into irony this early.
So I try to give him $5, but of course I don't have that much. So. 0 for 1.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Being broke is the foundation of 90s humor, all right. So this is the start menu. There is a hint system.
Well, I do like the little sprite work of the guy, at least.
Yeah, no, I actually think that's pretty interesting. To this game's credit, some of the design and the...
It's a money tree. Oh, man.
Yes, it is literally a money tree.
So yeah, sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, there are definitely parts of this visual design that I think are genuinely kind of inspired. Maybe maybe a little too pastel, but I mean, it's a consistent look, at least for this part of the town, and the town itself seems like there's at least a fair amount of breadth to it. Don't exactly know how deep it is, but...
Well, that's kind of the impression I've gotten so far. This game would look really good if they just dialed down the HSV sliders a little bit. Anyway, I pick off some money off the tree and decide that I want to, give him $5 now that I have $5. I thought I was going to get a zine out of him, but he just gives me a sticker, so... Caveat emptor.
Wait, so the deal was that for the $1 you'd get the sticker, but for the $5 you get the zine, and he just cheaps you. No wonder nobody wants to support your writing, jerk.
Maybe if he actually sold a product, he'd be able to afford something better than a stand. But as it is, he's just got a sticker shop. So, welcome home. Let's save again. There's apparently a letter from Mom. I'm just kind of going to ignore my mom for a bit. I want to see if I can play the piano.
And you can't.
Yeah, this is not Resident Evil, so I can't do that.
Alex, dear son of mine, please see if you can muster up the energy to walk into town and pick up some groceries. I've included a list below.
What is this reverb?
Not even home 5 minutes.
And he does it too. It's infectious.
Doing it too.
It must run in the family.
That's...
I went over to the TV to see if I could disable the V-chip, but I can't.
what's the tone of that letter if you can muster the energy to... And his immediate response is to say the mom's barking orders. I mean, it's a note on a desk. I don't get this.
I don't really get this either.
The characters seem to have just the same voice throughout. Like, I could hear the mom saying that just as easily as I could hear in the same tone that I heard Matt going on about his writing outside.
Yeah, exactly. You can really feel how similar everybody talks. It's kind of incredible. Everybody in this universe sort of talks with the semi-sarcastic, super fast, witty Gilmore Girls / Aaron Sorkin style of writing. Like, you know what I mean?
At least Aaron Sorkin had the courtesy to make characters sound somewhat different. I'm just seeing this artwork on the walls, too. Why is there letterboxing on these framed pictures?
I think my favorite bit is the bit where 2 corners of them are a completely different color. Like, look at that blue one. I'm gonna go snoop around in Mom and Dad's room. I didn't know this was Mom and Dad's room at the time. I thought there would be a picture here, but no, it's money, and I kind of try and put it back, and I start freaking out, because I don't want to steal money out of my mom's dresser.
I mean, there's kind of a critique in there. Gross. Whatever that was just... Well, I guess we got an alright man cave here.
Yep, we have our dad's vintage LPs. A bunch of fantasy art on the wall. Our Sega game station. Actually, no, sorry, that's a PlayStation and NES.
I'm somewhat surprised that they got away with putting that accurate a Super Nintendo and PlayStation in.
I think this game came out on Switch and PlayStation 4.
He wants it that way by the back alley boys. Okay.
As far as 90s pastiches go, that was an exceptionally lazy one.
I suppose it gets the little "you tried" sticker.
Something like that. If they could try a little harder, that would be great.
I mean, everything so far I'm seeing is indicative of getting about halfway there and not quite doing it correctly. The pictures, the b-ball.
I thought for a minute about letting it go to voicemail, but I literally can't progress the plot until I open it.
The needle of the record player has dropped. The sound that the world now hears will change the nature of all realities, both yours and mine.
What?
The needle of the record player has dropped. Can't you hear the music?
I didn't realize Saw came out in 99.
I'm thinking Killer 7 myself.
That phone call was surely one of the strangest I've ever received. And no, I couldn't hear the music.
The music is the reverb.
Well, the music stopped, so I guess that's kind of an interesting touch.
Yeah.
And I guess the reverb's meant to imply his inner thoughts, but then why is his mouth moving?
That's what's weird about it. I thought that too. But then I looked at the portrait, and no, he's just talking. That's just what Alex sounds like.
So yeah, as I said, this game so far seems to indicate that a lot of it seems to have been done halfway, in the sense that you can pick up the b-ball, but you can't do anything with it. The frames in the pictures are terrible. The voiceover is not exactly mixed correctly.
Let's give the game some credit. It's got some pretty interesting ideas and a kind of cool look to it. I like this bit about being able to grab hamburgers off trees.
It's definitely a step up from going through the garbage for them.
I'm going to grab a little extra money since I got to go get some groceries, you know. Groceries ain't cheap. Were they cheap in 99?
Certainly cheaper than now, I think.
I mean, I was there for it, but I don't remember.
Well, I guess they were also cheaper in the sense that we didn't have to pay for them.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bit. But I think Alex is like 27 or 28. So Alex's starter weapon is he wants it that way because of course it is. And we also picked up a camo jacket, which is our first piece of armor. I thought the sign might say something different because, you know, the asset would imply that it does.
Yeah, I can't even make out what's on the asset, honestly.
It just looks like something rendered kind of badly.
So yeah, I'm not sure if I like the fact that the chests are very distinct from everything else, because yeah, it does help them obviously stand out, but
Which is the goal.
it still clashes kind of with the otherwise fairly organic looking aspect of just looking at billboards for tutorials, for instance, or the fact that the payphones are the save points.
And I'll give them some credit. It might have taken more than 10 minutes to figure out something to stand in for chests that would not kind of ruin this world's appeal/look.
If I had to make a suggestion after the fact, it would probably be something like, so you see how the save is floating over the phones just to very clearly demarcate that? Maybe have a different kind of demarcation for things that you would get treasure out of. Oh, there's an overworld.
Yeah, I was not expecting the overworld map. I thought I was going to the grocery store.
I appreciate the little LP shield too.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. This is our first fight. We are actually fighting Heaven Smiles.
Oh my god, it is Killer 7.
He looks kind of nervous, and I still don't know this game, and I kind of don't want to do anything to prolong it, so I'm just gonna run away.
Might as well. Oh.
But then it throws me into a minigame, which I was not expecting.
Okay, that's kind of an interesting way of doing it.
And then there's another minigame. Yeah, so the quirk of YIIK is that everything is a minigame. Everything. Including attacking.
Yeah, that's not a bad way of doing that. Wait a minute, this is how Shadow Hearts does it.
We crit the crap out of him and found 92 cents. That's cool, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna go back to the store.
And it's in Southtown?
Well, I thought it was. The game doesn't tell you where the grocery store is. At least not until you check the hint system, which I remember to do here in a minute.
Okay, that's some fairly obvious advice for an RPG.
Yeah, so, hint, head east into town, okay? Well, I guess we're not going to Southtown anymore.
Probably just as well, you might end up in the King of Fighters tournament.
Oh, God, you're right.
I don't think he'd win.
No, he's first level. Rio would kick his ass. Sorry, Kyo.
I forget to cast that game. There might be a Rio in there somewhere.
There's a K Prime? Sorry, K Dash. I wanted to say K Dot, but that's Kendrick.
All right, back to this game. Despite ourselves. Please tell me you can talk to the dog.
Actually, I think I did talk to the dog earlier.
Actually, yes, you did talk to the dog earlier.
Yeah, because I played soccer with that lady's soccer ball.
Well, I guess we're going to see parts of the east side of town, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot here except for some weird green and purple rocks.
Well, there's a construction yard, there's a couple of flaws in the street. Again, I'm kind of getting that this has at least a little bit of breadth to this starting town.
Yes, it doesn't make the cardinal sin of JRPGs, which is making a giant town with nothing going on in it.
As far as Earthbound comparisons go, at least with the very start of Earthbound, it had the courtesy to do a couple of things like actually start you off in your house and delineate the objective pretty much immediately, and also with roadblocks to keep you from... You know, that would have been my reaction too if this guy showed up at my door.
I thought that was a grocery store.
A few hundred yards outside of town, I came to a junction. mulling over the strangeness of being back home, I stopped to notice a forest I'd never explored.
I mean, I get the reverb bit for your inner thoughts and your monologue, but
Yeah.
A mental note to explore it later.
it's like he recorded it in a bathroom.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting.
I picture what it would be like to be the owner, and I imagine describing him to a friend.
This is a cat.
Nah,
I hope you like it, because we're going to be here a
it
while.
was only a cat. An old cat. But a good friend to talk to.
What is this inner monologue he's going on?
Well, this is number 2. Remember how I was saying this game was overwritten?
Uh-huh. Been together a long time, so we can read each other's moods. I understand what makes the cat tick. The cat knows what makes me tick. Of course it didn't.
And the cat's just there kind of nodding along, glazed over eyes, looking vaguely in our direction.
Well, I think he's just hoping that he can get through it faster.
Mustache. I couldn't imagine picking out this cat to bring home from a store. I leaned down to pet him without entirely knowing if
He's still going.
at all.
I think I'm getting scared, dude. How much longer could this go?
Well,
Liked me.
I hope this isn't the whole game.
Alex Eagleston, college graduate, friend of small animals.
Oh, thank God, that cat's stealing the script. It's a hero.
This needs at least 3 rewrites.
This game seems like it was edited by a cat, to be honest.
I think that's being generous. Well, you know, I'm not too worried about the shopping list, not so much that I can ignore this chest, with 2 cheeseburgers inside, which will go great with the milkshake we picked up earlier.
Yeah, I noticed you also passed a perfectly nicely rendered trash can that could have contained it.
I have no idea what this noise is. If you're in the comments and you recognize this noise, I'm sure it's a reference to a better game, but I can't say which one.
Yeah, it vaguely seems familiar, like another game reference. Again, the visual designs, this map isn't too bad. The windmills are kind of cool. The route is fairly clear.
No, I actually like that bit about the windmills.
Oh, there's a somewhat better fighting music track here.
Yeah, no, this is a little bit better.
I understand Toby Fox made a track for this game as well at some point.
So, what I've read is that Toby Fox did make a track for this game, and according to the LP request list, it's the best one in the game, and then he kind of took down his tweet supporting the game.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
When the opposition has 1 HP, then that's kind of sad that your first couple of encounters are against things that theoretically have only 1 HP.
Well, it's funny you mention that. I'm not actually sure how many hit points those have, and the reason for that is that sometimes I can do a 3-hit combo and they're still okay. I don't know if maybe it like spreads them out among different enemies or something. Frankly, I don't care, but it's weird. Or maybe they just level with Alex.
Speaking of weird, what is with Fog Lady over there?
And Raven from Teen Titans standing in front of what I guess is the haunted hotel from like Vampire the Masquerade? It's not quite music unless it actually literally hurts your ears.
There's tones to it, I guess. Ambient is a thing, but ambient's a hard thing to get right.